for being here, everyone. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. We're going to get into some hot topics, trending topics. What's going on with Candace and Erica? Many people are calling out Erica in regards and how her eyes, she has really pretty eyes, but in certain times she looks extremely mad, frustrated. Many people are calling out. Um, Candace hasn't stopped. And many people are like, why is she mad? Kind of interesting. Can you guys still hear me? I hope you can. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but we're going to continue. I hope you can hear me okay. So like the video as you guys come in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on your notification. So we're going to get to trending topics. Allow me a few seconds to put in my notifications and my disclaimer. All comments are allegedly copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged in our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. So it's being reported that Erica is promoting a book. And allegedly, it's a book that Charlie wrote before his passing. But many people are saying, why this for talking about what possibly could have happened in regards to the husband, but you're promoting a book. She got really mad because she thinks Candace is making so much money off this. But the biggest thing is she's selling a book. In regards to his passing, did y'all see the background? There was things flying in the air. There was so much going on. And many people were like, what is this about? Please like the video. Also, people were kind of like, if he was getting unwelcoming comments and concerns, why didn't people protect him more than they did? What's up with that? I've said that time and time again. Why wasn't he better protected? Did you see all those people at his funeral? If he was getting unwelcoming comments, why weren't those famous people that were speaking on his behalf, why didn't they protect him better? Have y'all ever thought about that? Why did the FBI want to step in after you've passed? Why wasn't there more protections about him safety? And if there was unwelcoming comments the day before, the week before, the month before, the 6 months before, I wouldn't have gone to that event. I would have been in the building and I would have did some kind of projection where the kids can see me. I would not have did an RIP to Charlie Kirk. No one should have to pass away for statements or beliefs. A lot of things that he was saying, it seems as if Turning Point liked to debate these students. But what were they doing for the students? Were they giving the students financial literally literacy? Were they helping in the community, or are they just doing debates and just trying to make people think the same things they thought? I'm trying to understand the good they did in the community outside of debating. You know, did they go into the community and help homeless, hungry? I'm still waiting to hear about that. But we're going to get in this video in regards to Erica talking about her book. Please like the video as you guys come in and also subscribe. Please hit the like button. We've got to do better with the likes. Yesterday I had about 10,000 people in here and it was less than 100 likes. That's ridiculous. So yeah, please like the video. YouTubers and podcasters work really hard to bring content. We definitely have to have certain goals that we have to meet. So definitely hit the like button. But let's get into this video of Erica talking about the book. And she's really mad at Candace. Even though many people are saying she didn't mention Candace's name, many of us believe that she's definitely talking about Candace. For sure. For sure. So we're going to get into a few different clips. And then Steffi, and this is the famous footwear. I need everybody to hit the like. So we're going to start with Erica, then we're going to start with her talking about the book. But many people are saying, so you guys allegedly are the only ones that can make money, but you get mad when other people are trying to make money, when they're trying to look at the possibilities of many people possible. We don't know whether was there more than one person involved in taking him out. I have to watch what I say. But no one deserves to be taken out. You know, he has a wife, had a wife, he had children, and he has parents. So, like the videos, you guys come in. Let's get into to the
Well,
video.
come after me. Call me names. I don't care. Call me what you want. Go down that rabbit hole. Whatever. My family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode.
I don't know who's making hundreds of thousands of dollars every episode. I don't know who she's talking about regarding that. But I guess there's TikTokers that are talking about Candace, Erica Kirk, and they're looking at her background, her family. They're doing deep dives. I never knew that until yesterday. Like the video. Let's listen to what she has to say. Sometimes I will have to stop and play it. Let's get the likes up, you guys. Let's get the likes up. The likes should match the views. 78 people in the building and 1 like. Let's get the likes up, please and thank you. Please and thank you. Double tap the screen. Thumbs up above the video, below the video. Let's continue. Fair use.
Going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this.
Thank you.
No. Today, Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, absolutely shredded Candace Owens on Fox News. Now, she didn't use Candace Owens' name, but it was pretty obvious to pretty much everyone that Owens was the person that she was addressing. Now, as you all probably know by now, Candace Owens has been investigating, the assassination of Charlie Kirk for weeks now. And meanwhile, Tucker Carlson is also weighing in on Charlie Kirk's assassination for the first time. Well, not his assassination per se, but the FBI's official narrative about the assassination. But before we get to all of those details, Cenk, your 2 cents?
Yeah, I have sympathy for both sides because I get what Erica Kirk is saying there. If we were besieged like that, I'd be bothered by it. On the other hand, are we not allowed to talk about the topic at all? So I'm curious where the boundaries are for discussing this issue, because it's not just about her, it's about the country.
It is. I totally agree with you on that. And, from what I've gathered, watching Candace's show to kind of figure out what she's trying to say about, her thoughts or her theory about the assassination, she hasn't pointed fingers at too many people specifically other than members of Turning Point USA. That is probably the clearest through line in her episodes, where she feels that Turning Point USA has betrayed Charlie Kirk. Okay?
Yeah. Now, she doesn't say Erica, though.
No, she hasn't said Erica.
Yeah.
Honestly, she addressed Erica Kirk while appearing on Russell Brand's show, I believe, where she said that, look, why would you, I'm paraphrasing, by the way, and we don't have that video, so please find the video for yourselves, because I don't want to put words in her mouth. But she was essentially saying, look, if you put yourself in the position of CEO of Turning Point USA, that is a difficult thing to do, because now you're a public figure and you're going to have to deal with things publicly, right? I don't know if that's what set Erica Kirk off to the point where she wanted to address this on Fox News, but she addressed it. And so here we are. Now, let's start by watching more of her appearance on Fox News, and then we'll take it from there. My team are not machines and they're not robots. They are human. We have more death threats on our team and our side than I have ever seen. I have kidnapping threats. I have, you name it, we have it. And my poor team is exhausted. And every time they bring this back up, what are we supposed to do? Relive that trauma all over again? They watched my husband get murdered. I have no idea how I would have reacted if I was there that day. And thank the good Lord that I did not have to see that happen. But my team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed, hyper-analyzed? So, how do I put this? Look, I don't know what the truth is when it comes to Charlie Kirk's assassination. What I do know is there are certain things that have come out. Like, for instance, we've already talked about the weapon that was allegedly used in the assassination. In every case would go through the neck. There'd be an exit wound. But allegedly, there was a wound because Charlie Kirk has an amazing, super strong, healthy neck.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
They got to stop saying that.
So they do need to stop saying it, but they are saying that. So that's one thing. There was also that New York Times report about the Egyptian flights that weren't being investigated, or at least there was a call within the FBI to investigate it, and for whatever reason, Kash Patel freaked out about it and didn't want to investigate that. I think that's an issue, and that adds to the distrust the public has toward the FBI and our federal institutions.
I'm developing a stronger opinion on this story as we go.
But here's the other thing. I also don't want to fall down a rabbit hole and be unreasonable and convince myself or delude myself that something far more nefarious is happening. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's such a terrible thing to like try to balance this and stay grounded in reality, because I do want the truth. I really do want the truth.
Yeah, it's funny you say that it's a terrible thing, because I think it's a great thing, but the rest of society makes us feel like it's terrible. How dare you try to find out what the truth is without smearing people? Because half of the folks say, no, you have to believe my conspiracy theory right now. Don't wait for all the evidence to come in. I'm positive you have to say it. If you don't, you're the bad guy, right? And the other half say, don't you ever talk about it. If you even think about it, it's illegal and terrible and unacceptable. Well, no, my position is, yeah, let's talk about it without jumping to conclusions and assuming the worst in people, etc.
Right.
But if you tell me, no, I don't need any further evidence, the government says it, or even Erica Kirk says it, sorry, that's not good enough. That's not a thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, I also understand her perspective. Like,
Of
there's
course,
a lot of
yeah.
stuff online about how, she's not grieving properly enough for me. Like,
No, I hate that
I hate that stuff too.
Yeah.
And
What does that mean? How do you know how to grieve? Has your husband ever been assassinated? So no, I don't accept that at all.
okay, so as I mentioned earlier, Tucker Carlson has published a video about the investigation into Charlie Kirk's assassination.
So we're about to listen to what Tucker Carlson has to say. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for being here. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. Let's get the likes up, you guys. Please double tap the screen. Get the likes up. It's the thumbs up above the video or below the video. Let's get the likes up. The likes should match the views. It brings more people in. Hello, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. It brings more people in when we hit the like button. We're just doing an update on what Erica Kirk had to say. RIP to Charlie Kirk. No one should deserve to pass away, period. Let's continue. Fair use. Let's hear what Tucker Carlson has to say.
He's talked about Charlie Kirk's assassination before, obviously, but in terms of the sleuthing and the distrust toward the FBI and whether or not the official narrative is to be believed, he never weighed in on that until today. And here's what he has to say about it.
Candace Owens, I've known a long time. I love Candace Owens. Erica Kirk, I've known since she was dating Charlie Kirk, and I love Erica Kirk. And I think these are all really, really decent people. And so it's been my desire for 3 months not to get involved in any of this. And in general, to think to myself, anybody who is earnestly searching for the truth, I'm not going to criticize. Again, no matter what track they're on. And then the other day, I had like a 3-hour conversation with Theo Vaughn.
Hi, and thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I see the gifted. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. New Wave. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're my first one in the morning. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon. Sorry. Good afternoon.
And it was not about Charlie Kirk or anything related to it, but that topic came up. And I said, in effect, I don't trust the FBI. And that gave some people the impression that I was, accusing them of being involved in Charlie's assassination. And of course, I wasn't. Of course, we shouldn't invent theories to discredit the FBI, but it's not enough to have government officials tell us, well, this is the truth. We have a right, probably an obligation to say, well, can you prove it? And if you can't, I don't have to believe you.
Are you wearing 7 layers and still freezing?
Yes, thank you for that, gifted. I appreciate it. Let's continue. Let's let the commercial go past. Like the video as you guys come in. What do you think about the whole situation in regards to Erica, Charlie? What has transpired? Did that young man work alone? Yes or no in the comments.
In the audience who are like, why do you care what's happening on the right? Let them eat each other. Who cares, right? I do care, actually, because think about the official narrative. The official narrative is that Charlie Kirk was gunned down in cold blood by a leftist. And that might be true. But it's weird that Tyler Robinson went from, being a good student, a good kid, living a great life, a conservative family, to suddenly being someone who's so driven by his ideology and his politics that he's going to gun down someone in cold blood. I don't know. It might be true. But I don't begrudge anyone who questions the narrative. We should know the truth, right? Because if there's a false narrative being pushed involving a politically motivated assassination that's targeting the left, honestly, like the assassin was a leftist and the narrative is targeting the left, we should want to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah. So a bunch of things about Tyler Robinson. So I don't know what happened, but there are a couple things I do know. So first off, if Tyler Robinson doesn't show up at trial, he definitely was not the killer. Okay. So that's clear. Same thing I said about Epstein. I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he hung himself or if somebody killed him, but if the video camera in the hallway in front of his jail cell is not working, then they killed him. Okay.
Okay,
And
so
it turns out the video camera in front of the cell was not working and the guards were off and his roommate was removed. They definitely killed him. And if you say to me, no, you have to trust the government like a moron, I say, no, that's for you. That's not for me. I actually can think. and I could put 2 and 2 together, and I don't need the government to spoon feed me horse crap. Okay. So number 2 thing that I know. Sorry, Anna, did you want to say
No,
something?
I just wanted you to clarify, but I think you made it clear that you mean if he doesn't show up to trial because he died of suicide.
Yeah, I mean, I read the other day, somebody said suicide watch. I said, no, he's not on suicide watch, is he? So I looked it up. He's on suicide watch. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. No. If he commits suicide,
This is the other thing that's interesting. Tyler Robinson was in court this week. Why is Erica promoting a book and not focusing on the court case and talking about the court case? This video too, have y'all noticed, why was she sitting sideways? Was she reading cue cards? And why was she not telling everyone, focus on the court case versus her selling a book? If you guys did not know, hello, he's going to be in court this week. But instead of her telling people to focus on the court case, because there was video in the hearing, there was a hearing yesterday, but she's promoting a book. Do y'all think that that's interesting? Why not focus and tell people, direct your energy on the court case? But she's promoting a book. She's really mad at Candace. I get it. But Candace is trying to figure out what happened to your husband. You should be doing the same thing. But instead, she's mad because alleged people are making money trying to figure out and put all the puzzle pieces together. Did he work with someone? I don't know. Did he work alone? I don't know. But that's interesting that she's not having and directing people to focus on the court case for the week. But instead, she's promoting a book. Let's continue. Fair use.
I also read into this a great number of precautions to make sure that no one in that cell could commit suicide. So if somehow is smuggled in and the camera's off and the thing and this and the other thing and he doesn't show up, no, then it's definitely not him. Okay.
Right. Let's also just say, him being on suicide watch doesn't necessarily prove anything.
Right? That with guys in isolation pretty regularly. So we don't know yet that part. Okay. So another thing I know, are patsies sometimes used to commit a crime, and they're egged on by intelligence agents, etc. Well, I was just talking to someone. We had a guest on the Revolution the other night who's worked at the State Department and worked with identifying terrorist groups, etc. And I asked him about it. He said, "Oh yeah, of course, people use patsies all the time, right? It's not that they didn't do it or they don't exist. They find the people who are vulnerable, who might be headed in that direction or have some proclivity, and then they encourage until they do it, and then they go, oh, golly gee, right?
That does happen, yes.
So did that happen in this case? I have no idea. Has that ever happened before, or is that some sort of conspiracy theory that's never graced this earth before? No, it's definitely happened before. So is that a possibility? I guess it's a possibility. Why not? And so the why not part, Anna, always comes back to, how dare you not trust the official government narrative? And I've lived with that my whole life. If you're on the right, you actually have to deal with that less. On the left, we're terrorized by the establishment bullies on our side. We're constantly like, oh, you don't believe the official government story? What kind of monster are you? No, I've seen the government lie 2,000 times. No, I don't automatically believe them. They have to prove their case. Wait a minute, are you an American or are you not? In America, we prove our case. We don't just go, he's guilty, he's innocent, just because the government said so.
Yeah, and just going back to Candace for a minute, I also kind of understand her ire toward Turning Point because she knew the truth about Charlie Kirk's, ideological evolution in the last few months of his life, and she felt that Turning Point trying to hide that from the public, which is why she released the text exchange in which Charlie made it clear that he was, being bullied by Zionist donors and that he was mad about it and said it left him with no choice but to, lead Zionist movement, or at least advocating for it.
Can I just say one more thing?
Sure.
Yeah. So died under mysterious circumstances a long time ago. Yeah. Michael Hayes, right? His car blew up. And
he hit a tree.
Yeah, no. I'm going to explain. So it's 4 o'clock in the morning. He's driving out of control here in LA, runs into a tree, and the car explodes. Okay. So if someone came to me and said, "Hey, there was a guy behind Michael on air doing signs," I would have been like, "Are you crazy?" And then they showed me the tape, and they say, "Okay, there's the guy." I'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute. What is that? I'm curious because I don't know what that is." Right? If you gave me evidence A, evidence B, etc., but it's about our team, I wouldn't go, "How dare you?" I'd be like, "What? I want to know," right? That's super relevant to know. And But whenever you ask questions, we asked Mercedes at the time, and they never answered. We asked the government, they never answered. He was driving a Mercedes. Do Mercedes explode upon impact?
Or more importantly, at that time, the big question was whether his electronic system can be controlled remotely, which a lot of vehicles can be.
Yeah,
newer
vehicles.
vehicles.
And if you don't remember, Michael Hastings also worked at Rolling Stone, and he broke the story of how Admiral McChrystal was, going against Obama's official policies and crap talking him, etc. And in that particular case, it was literally military guys who had told Michael, "We are going to find you, and we are going to kill you."
Right.
Okay. So, but the government said, "Don't you not, you conspiracy theorist? How dare you ask a question?" Of course, every Mercedes explodes upon impact. So, no, I'm done trusting the government. I'm not saying they're always guilty. I'm not saying they're always doing it. No, but I care about evidence.
So finally, let's go to Candace Owens' response to Erica Kirk. First, here she is addressing Kirk's comments about the money.
So now we're about to hear from Candace. Like the video. There's about 98 people in the building. Please hit subscribe, everyone. Good afternoon. Please hit subscribe. Let's get the likes up. Please double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. The likes should match the views. Please double tap that screen to get the likes up. Let's continue. What did Candace has to say regarding Erica? Fair use reaction clip.
He's making.
I just don't get how there's not someone on this very large PR team, as we're seeing these PR campaigns go out, doesn't go, hey, maybe we should strike that. They made $40 million like 2 nights ago at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe that feels kind of a little bit like let them eat cake-ish. Oh, and we've made more than, separately from Mar-a-Lago, Turning Point USA, since Charlie was killed, just so you guys know, this is a fact, has made more than $100 million. That is separate from the $40 million they made at Mar-a-Lago the other night. So since Charlie has died, that organization has taken in $140 million. But gosh darn you people that are making hundreds of dollars every day on YouTube talking about Charlie Kirk's assassination and the BS narrative that is being fed and the very obvious psychological operation that is being employed to make you accept the BS that they are trying to sell to us.
Look, the fact of the matter is, yeah, Candace Owens show talking about this issue, doing her investigation, but to say that Turning Point USA has not used Charlie Kirk's assassination to raise money is insane, because that has been happening. So
look, raising money to keep the organization going, and the poor guy just got killed. I get it. I don't mind it. Everybody's got to sustain themselves, etc. And it's not like others don't do it. Like Mark Kelly, after Hegseth says they were going to brother, okay?
Why is he texting you?
No, just constantly like, give me money, right?
What a good friend.
Yeah, like I know him, right? Anyways, but, and just because Candace says it doesn't mean it's true, right? And so even though we are also online, I'm going to warn you that just because somebody says something online doesn't mean it's true, right? So I will add a giant if. If it's true that they've gotten $140 million, that's not normal. That's not, hey, oh my God, a lot of people were activated and gave $5 at a time, okay? So that is big money coming in and going attaboy, right? And maybe they're going attaboy because, hey, oh my God, your husband was killed and this was an important organization, and in this time of need, we're here for you. It's entirely possible, right? And there are other possibilities, but it's not small money. That's big money, if it's true.
I personally don't care about the money they're making. I care about the substance of the arguments they're making, right?
No, but here's why the big money is relevant, Anna, because this one is from Charlie Kirk. Charlie said, we have big Jewish donors who want me to support Israel, and they will take their money away if I allow Tucker Carlson to speak again.
Right.
And he said it cost me $2 million that one time when Tucker spoke, etc., and now it might cost me more. So if now all of a sudden, and I don't care about anybody's religion, but whoever has whatever agenda, right, comes in and goes, okay, now that things are back on track, here's your 40 million, here's your this or that, then it becomes relevant.
Yeah, and a story I covered last week had to do with the fact that Turning Point has like their news arm, I guess, and so one of their reporters was at a Defense Department briefing, and she framed a question about Iran in a way that's meant to gin up support for attacking Iran. And I thought that was interesting because it's like straight from the Israel playbook, because Israel, of course, wants the U.S. to go to war with Iran on its behalf.
Yeah, and so here's another thing we know. Do we know that Turning Point USA was largely funded by pro-Israel groups? Yes. How do we know? Because Charlie told us.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So that's not a question. If someone says, oh, that's conspiratorial, they're trying to cover things up. Charlie's on tape saying.
And by the way, Charlie was very loud in pushing back against the idea that the U.S. should get dragged into a war with Iran. So that's why,
Yeah, and that Charlie was enormously pro-Israel,
yes,
right?
Yep.
But he had a line, which I was, by the way,
shocked by?
Surprised by, but he surprised us a lot in that last year,
he did,
right?
Yeah.
And so give him credit for having a line, and he said, no, I will not support going to war, this, that, and other thing, right? And so if it turns out Turning Point USA has now gone back to being pure 100% pro-Israel propaganda, is that relevant? Well, of course it's relevant.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? So, guys, none of this means that somebody else did it and it wasn't Tyler Robinson, etc. It just means let's keep an open mind. Let's see what happens. And asking questions is not illegitimate. Reaching conclusions without evidence is illegitimate.
I agree. I agree with you on that wholeheartedly. Now, finally, here is Candace Owens addressing Erica Kirk's comment. I'm sorry. Here's Candace addressing.
Let's get the likes up, you guys. Thanks for being here. There's about 152 in the building. Please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 50K by next month. Please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 50K by next month. Let's continue. What did Candace have to say? Thanks for being here. Fair use reaction clip.
Erica Kirk's remarks about her Turning Point USA family.
The thing that is especially absurd about that is trying to almost like, I want to be clear that Turning Point USA is my family. The Charlie Kirk show is my family. You know, like she's just expanding the wings of people that we're not allowed to critique because they're in the family. If you call them fam, you can't critique them, right? I know that this is a now $150 million in the last 3 month organization, and we employ tons of people, but you can't critique. You can't critique the fam. And I hate to say this, but I'm going to be very clear here. This is why there are many people who do not believe that women are equipped to lead companies, because what you are watching here is an unbelievably emotional response that is absent of any logic, okay?
Why you gotta go there though? Like why?
So frustrating. That has nothing to do with anything. What are you doing? All right. Anyways, last couple comments from me is actually from the audience. One of our members on TYT.com wrote in. Don the Dragon said, "Don't forget they cremated the guy who shot at Trump." And so the reason I read that is because it's such a good point. Because do I know that the guy who shot at Trump hit his ear is some sort of part of a plot? No, I do not know that. But is it strange that they cremated his body right away? Yeah, that's unbelievably strange.
Yeah.
So you're allowed to ask questions about unbelievably strange things, like the camera not working in front of Epstein's cell, like the cremation, like the bullet not going through the neck with that kind of rifle, and 100 other questions. If you tell me I can't ask questions, I'm going to tell you to shove it.
Yeah.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally.
Like the video, fair use reaction clip. Let's listen to what Erica Kirk had to say in one of the interviews, but many people are wondering if she's reading cue cards off to the side. Many people are wondering if she was reading cue cards off to the side. Because the way she was sitting, the way she kept looking off to the side, she rarely sat forward. She was sitting off to the side. Let's listen in regards to this interview.
About her public grieving nearly 3 months after. It's Charlie saying, baby Eve, just stop. Stop. You don't have to answer to every single person that's accusing you of things or saying that you're doing this or grieving a certain way. Baby, just stop.
Erica Kirk is addressing criticism about her public grieving nearly 3 months after her husband, Charlie Kirk, was fatally shot at Utah Valley University. During a December 9th appearance on Fox and Friends, the mom of two discussed the release of her late husband's final book, Stop in the Name of God, Why Honoring the Sabbath Will Transform Your Life, and shared how his words impact her while she deals with outside noise.
I feel as if Charlie wrote this book for me. These are his last words, written, that were on his heart. He finished this in July when we were together as a family. And I can't help but think, when you read this book, he's basically saying, like, I am getting so much noise from everyone. And you guys get this too. You get the echo chamber. You get people analyzing everything about you. They think they know everything about you. They know nothing about you. They see you on TV. They think, oh, she's this, she's that. He said this, he said that. And honestly, it's Charlie saying, baby Eve, just stop. Stop. You don't have to answer to every single person that's accusing you of things or saying that you're doing this or grieving a certain way. Baby, just stop. You know who you are and whose you are, and I'm here. I see you. And if Charlie, and I'm taking a page out of his book, if he answered to every single critic and didn't stop and put his phone down and breathe and rest with the Lord, he'd get nothing done. He would not have built Turning Point USA.
Erica, who became the CEO of Turning Point USA after Charlie's death, also revealed how she and their families are doing.
Charlie's families, everyone's hanging in there. We're doing the best to be expected. My mom and Charlie, they were best friends. I would always say that Charlie was her favorite child.
She went on to tear up as she detailed how little things, like noticing her late husband's hot sauce at the grocery store or seeing his clothes everywhere, hits her the hardest.
It's the little things, and I know that people who have experienced loss totally understand what I'm saying. It's the small things that just get you. It's the visual of, Taddy coming home, and to the world he was Charlie Kirk, but to us he was my love of my life, my children's dad. I'm so sorry.
Since Charlie's assassination, Erica has spoken publicly at forums, including the 31-year-old's televised funeral, New York Times' Deal Book Summit, a posthumous Medal of Freedom presentation at the White House for her late husband, and a Turning Point USA event, as well as participating in a handful of interviews. The 37-year-old's latest comments come days ahead of a scheduled town hall with CBS, moderated by the organization's latest editor-in-chief, Barry Weiss.
Like the video, fair use. Let's listen to some more clips. Hold on one second. I gotta save this. Hold on. Like the video.
One of the things that Charlie Kirk was
Like the videos, you guys come in. Let's listen to more information in regards to Erica. Thanks for being here, everyone.
First in a series of town hall.
Don't forget to hit subscribe. There's about 158 in the building. Please hit subscribe. We're trying to get to 50K by next month. Like the videos, you guys come in. Let's continue.
And debates with public figures, starting with Erica Kirk. She, of course, is the widow of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, who was shot dead, assassinated just over 3 months ago. She has since taken over as CEO and chairwoman of his political youth organization, Turning Point USA. Charlie Kirk.
Let's have 50 people hit that, please. Thumbs up the video, please, so we can continue. There's about 134 people in the video. Let's get 50 people to thumbs up the video so we can continue. Everyone has to do their part. The likes should match the views. Please thumbs up the video. Thank you. Bring you guys some content. Bring you guys some information. Why do you guys think that Charlie never spoke out about his concerns about unwanted comments? Let's continue. Fair use.
His final book, which was already in process, Stop in the Name of God, was published this week and is a runaway bestseller. They cannot keep it in stock. The town hall was recorded this week in front of an invited audience of young Christians, prominent religious leaders, and victims of political violence. Here's an exclusive clip.
I will never agree with political violence. My husband is a victim of it. I'm a victim of it. But what I'm trying to say here is that we can blame everyone else. We have to look in the mirror. When you become a father, when you become a mother, how are you raising your kids? Are you taking responsibility, or are you giving them a device and saying, go down that rabbit hole? I'm trying to go to Pilates class. You can just sit in the corner and look at your iPad or look at your phone and go down that rabbit hole and see what you can learn from that instead of being a parent. So my call to action from that is, parents, step up. Do you want your kid to be a thought leader or an assassin?
What?
That's where we're at.
Do you think our political leaders have a responsibility to turn the temperature down right now?
Well, I think everyone has a responsibility to do that, and I'm doing my part. I'm not in control of other people.
Incredible poise there. The town hall was moderated by CBS News editor-in-chief Barry Weiss, who joins us now. Barry, welcome to CBS Mornings.
Thanks for having me. Really honored to be here.
The idea of the town halls, I know, is that in America there are tough conversations, and people often don't feel they can have them because they can't speak openly about certain topics and ideas. How does Erica Kirk fit into that town hall idea? Why'd you invite her to be first?
First of all, because she is now, as you just heard, the CEO and chairwoman of the most important conservative organization in the country. What Charlie Kirk built, agree with it, disagree with it, with Turning Point USA, is a powerhouse of an organization, and it will have so much to say and influence over the direction of the right, especially after Trump, whatever comes next. The other reason is that I think Erica Kirk is a victim of what could be a very, very disturbing version of America. In other words, her husband was speaking on a college campus. Whether you agreed with him or not, he was practicing the most fundamental of American rights. He was trying to persuade people with words, and then he got a bullet to his neck as he was speaking to someone that disagreed with him, someone, by the way, who was in the audience that night. In the days and weeks that followed, the number of people in this country, and not just lunatics on the internet hiding behind anonymous accounts, but prominent people, justified his death with the idea that words are violence, rather than violence being violence, I think signifies something quite alarming. The idea that he somehow had it coming because people disagreed with him. The second thing is that he was murdered 3 months ago. If you go on the internet, and frankly, it is leapt beyond the internet now into real life, and you talk to many seemingly sane people, they do not believe arrested and charged with his murder is the actual murderer. Who do they think? Yeah. They believe any number of theories. They believe that Erica Kirk was his Mossad handler and that he was killed by a foreign government. They believe that she was tracked by Egyptian planes. They believe that the rings on her hand are signs of Illuminati. The theories themselves are absurd. What matters is that, because she speaks about this in the interview, the brain rot that social media is allowing to spread, the way that it is detaching us from humanity, from our ability to discern the truth from just out-and-out lies is something that is incredibly important as a theme, I think.
That's what's
so
so
she was
scary.
able to speak to both of those things in a way that's incredibly compelling. The last thing I want to add,
all of us and everyone watching will remember the moment that she got up on stage at his memorial and stood in front of that audience and said, I forgive the man.
That was my question, Barry. I was very struck by that in the moment that she did it. I always marvel at anybody who can do that when someone has blown up your life the way that this man apparently has done, the man who's accused in the case. I know you asked her about it. How did she say she was able to do that?
Well, she is a deeply religious Christian, and that's a theme that came across quite powerfully in the conversation. I'm not Christian, but bearing witness to something that in her is clearly very deeply held and sincere was quite powerful and powerful for everyone in the audience. I think the thing that was baffling for many of us that watched that, I mean, I remember watching it and thinking, I can't understand this. What does this mean? She was able to explain the distinction between forgiveness as a personal choice to almost let go of something, to not let it be this anvil around her, and forgiveness in the mode of her faith, and to make a distinction between that and her desire for justice, which is quite different. It doesn't mean that she forgives it doesn't mean that she does not want this alleged murderer
To be held accountable.
And I think that's the really, really important distinction.
So, Barry, when I introduced you to the audience, you said something that was incredibly powerful. You said we have to get to a place in this country where we can have discussions with people we vehemently disagree with. Charlie Kirk was controversial in his life. Some of his critics called his organization racist, xenophobic, sexist, homophobic, which you asked Erik about. And I want to play a little bit of that exchange for our viewers.
One of the things that has happened over the 3 months since Charlie was murdered is that people have gone through the thousands, maybe tens of thousands of hours of words he produced. He said more in 31 years than most people will say in a lifetime. And I want to read a few that have captured the most attention, especially on the political left, okay?
Yeah.
Some gun deaths were, quote, unfortunately worth it to preserve the Second Amendment, he said. Acknowledging that he wishes he didn't feel this way, he said, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. He said the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a mistake. Now, I realize that all of those quotes come from longer conversations that he had on his show.
Correct.
But he did say those things.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlie is being memorialized by many people as a person who promoted civil discourse, as a person who said, come to the front of the line, let's have a civil conversation.
Mm-hmm.
How do you square that with the statements I just read?
I would love for everyone to be able to watch the full and entire clip of what he said. Charlie didn't care what skin color you were. He didn't care what religion you were. He loved excellence. He loved knowing that people, his favorite word was earn. He loved knowing that people worked hard to earn what they got. He worked so hard to build Turning Point USA. The first statement you meant about guns and shooting, I have no idea the context of that, and I have no idea that whole, there's a lot more there than just that one little sentence. My husband is not to be deteriorated to 2 sentences. He's not. He is a thought leader, and he was brilliant of a man. So that's fine if you want to take words out of his mouth or out of context without the whole thing in perspective. But that's the problem.
So, Barry, what do you say to those who argue it's harmful to platform a guy? Some critics have addressed that with you.
Yeah, I mean, I just fundamentally with the idea that we shouldn't be able to speak across divides. That doesn't mean that there are not lines. The question, of course, is whether or not Charlie Kirk crossed those lines. And in my view, you hear me quote many of the controversial things he said. Needless to say, there are many things Charlie...
Yes, there's cameras in the court. Erica, Kirk, and the family show up for that hearing yesterday? Did Erica and the family show up for that hearing? I didn't see video or pictures of them. Let me know in the comments, please. Thanks for being here, everyone. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button. There's about 122 in the building. Please hit subscribe. We're trying to hit 50K by next month. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Kirk said in his life that I vehemently disagree with, but to me, that's not the point. The point is that we are walking into an abyss as a country if we accept the idea that words are violence, but violence, if directed at the right targets, is acceptable. I fundamentally reject that worldview. The entire point of our democracy, the whole premise of it, and as we're entering our 250th year, is that we solve our problems by persuasion. We solve our problems by talking to one another. We don't solve our problems by shooting one another in the neck, as happened that day at that Utah college. And so, to me, especially as we're living in a world where...
Exactly. That is kind of weird. The video of her saying she forgives him and cried, but then she's mad at people for asking questions what happened to her husband. That is concerning. I did a video. Go check out my short. I did a video last night of her saying she forgives him for taking him out, but she's mad at Candace for questions. Hello? Like the video, like the video.
You can live next door to someone, and if you have different things on your social media feed, you can live in a different reality. And so the point of this conversation, even if it makes some people uncomfortable, even if they disagree with some of what they heard on stage, I disagreed with some of what I heard on stage. The point is that, like, that's the whole nature of the democratic process. And this conversation and this whole series that we're going to be announcing in the coming days, the point is to revive that at a moment where I think this country desperately needs it.
It is more than ever. And if you're watching the news on whatever channel you choose and you agree with everything you hear, you're doing it wrong. And second, if you're only getting those one lines as somehow a summary of a person's whole life or way of thinking, that's not true persuasion and that's not democracy. So for the fuller picture, Barry Weiss, thank you very much. I do hope people will watch that hour-long conversation.
There will be
CBS
more.
News presents a town hall with Erica Kirk tomorrow night, 7 Central.
Like the video, like the video. And many people were talking about that. She forgave that man days after he allegedly took her husband out. But then you're mad at people for asking questions. Were there more people involved? People are like, stuff's not making no sense. Did you see the eye contact in regards to her talking about Candace? Many people are saying, what's up with the eye contact? Everybody's like, she's got beautiful eyes. Why she one moment looking okay, next minute she's not looking okay, next minute she's looking extremely evil. Those are just her eyes.
This is not okay. It's,
you know, I have to say it. I've never seen you like this.
no, this is righteous anger because this is not okay. It's not healthy. This is a mind virus. And so my message to them is to stop.
So many people were like, why didn't she have that same energy for a man that took her children's father away? It is directed, interesting in a way, who took him away for life, you forgave. But for people like Candace and Tucker and Jimmy, all these people are asking questions. Did he act alone? But you're big mad at them. Turning Point has made a lot of money. Are you guys only ones that want to? And hello, they sold shirts at his funeral. Who sells shirts at a funeral? Now she's selling a book. Then she said, we're building. Why aren't you saying we're still mourning? But you're saying we're building? You're building what? You should still be in mourning. Somebody can't take my man out and I'm just gonna be selling a book, going on different no, I'm gonna be in mourning. Give me a moment. I'm not gonna be saying I'm building. I'm in mourning. Give me a moment. Why? And this is the other thing, you guys. Real talk. Why are people tuning into Candace more than her team? You're on fire. Why are people tuning into more on Candace than her own team? They want Candace over there at the Turning Point USA so she could bring up their views. She could put them back into the algorithm. Candace is smart not to go. Candace is smart not to go. If you guys were the only ones that saw him alive, why would I want to be around you? Hello? You guys couldn't protect him. So there's no way you're going to be able to protect me. Why would you ask her to come over there? And even though Candace said it wrong. Any place, anytime, anywhere. No, she should have said, we will pick a place. We will decide. And we will come together on what my team and your team feels what's best. But this is the biggest thing too. How do we not know that they don't want to serve Candace papers and sue her? If Erica feels that Candace has lied about anything, why not cover what the lies are? Other people are breaking down what Turning Point has lied about. Have y'all noticed that? Go search out people talking about Turning Point. People have broke down the lies that they have told. Why is she covering that? So in this interview, when I look at interviews different. I would ask, and they have, do you believe that he was acting alone? Do you feel that they've got the right person? She then says, she talks about her team. I feel like our team is investigating everything they need to figure out what happened. Why don't you say, yeah, I think he was the only one. Yeah, I think he acted alone. But why aren't you addressing the men that said and delayed the right person being arrested? Why isn't that being addressed? Why do you think those older men were acting the way that they were acting? Allege a man was talking to a tree. What? And then that other man being at certain spots where something transpired in the world. That's no coincidence. Something's not right. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot of questions about Turning Point people and their behavior, their morals, how they react in certain outings. There's a lot of questions. The finances, the auditing, the questions that Charlie had. If I was Charlie, he should have did an interview. There are things that's happening. I'm doing an audit. He should have did an interview. He should have been talking about that on his podcast. I'm concerned, and I've been concerned for the last 6 months, and he should have said the FBI is working with me. This is the biggest thing. Charlie Kirk was friends with J.D. Vance. He was friends with Donald Trump. He was friends with all these people. How and why couldn't those people protect their friend? Why is that? You're friend with all these higher up people. Why didn't those higher up people, if Charlie Kirk was telling his friends that he was concerned, getting unwelcoming comments and messages, why didn't any of those people protect him? I also feel that Charlie Kirk should have, that was above where the students still could have heard him. I don't think he should have been outside. If he was getting unwelcoming thoughts and comments, I think he should have been inside that building where the students could still see him and still hear him, and he would have been more protected. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
To stop.
Turning Point USA CEO Erik Kirk furiously rebuked conspiracy theorists peddling claims about the death of her late husband, Charlie Kirk. During an interview with Fox News' Harris Faulkner on December 10th, Erica decried the toll the theories have had on her team. In the weeks that followed the brutal caught-on-camera gunning down of her husband that shocked the world, prominent right-wing figures, such as Candace Owens, have spewed unfounded claims about his death and even raised questions about his funeral arrangements. Owens, who worked as a communications director for Turning Point USA between 2017 and 2019, has openly cast doubt on the notion that suspect Tyler Robinson acted alone. She's floated theories that Charlie Kirk's own
I heard that they demanded it to be outside. I would have said, nope, I'm going to cancel this until we can get it inside. And then allege there was no bag check, allege, so people could just walk up. And did he know that there was no bag check? People could just literally walk up and be at that event. It's unsafe. It was unsafe. And then allegedly they showed pictures to Charlie. Okay, this is how far that building is. It was just too in the open. It was unsafe. It was unsafe. And then go back and look at this too. Charlie Kirk did a video with Utah College. I did a short regarding it. It didn't get a lot of views. I was shocked about that. Charlie Kirk sat down with the Utah College and he was talking about that they didn't want him there. And there was different people fussing about him coming there. So that's all interesting. And I don't know if that video is still there. Go look it up. It was about, I'd say a few weeks before he went to Utah. 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know if the video is still there. And I don't even know if my video is still there. But I still got a picture of him saying they don't want me to come to the college. I still got a picture of it. So why go where someone don't want you to go? And why go if you're getting unwelcoming comments from different people in different situations? But RIP to Charlie Kirk. He didn't deserve to pass. I did not like some of the topics, the discussions, how he treated different people. And it was just like, what is the Turning Point doing for these college students? Are they doing a lot of community service with them? Are they talking about, are they feeding the homeless, clothing the poor? Are they making sure students have roof over their heads? What are they doing for the community? I'm just hearing about a bunch of debates and they want people to believe what they believe, but I'm not into it. I didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was before he passed. I didn't know I never even heard about no Turning Point. Never. But they said he was on track to be the president. So I never heard of him because that's just not my niche. But RIP to Charlie Kirk. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Organization, quote, betrayed him and that the U.S. government was involved. For weeks, Owens has also seemingly implied, though not outright alleged, that Israeli intelligence may have also had a hand in Charlie's murder.
About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat before our onstage reunion?
Erica described her Turning Point USA team as family and underscored that many of them were present when a bullet ripped through her husband while he was engaging with students at Utah Valley University.
They are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed?
And isn't that interesting? If your husband is getting unwelcoming comments, it's a good thing Erica wasn't there, because that would have been horrible for her to have to see that. Alleged she was at an appointment with her mother or something, and then they had to fly her in. But if you have a spouse, you talk to your spouse about protective areas, Skyping in, projections where people can't harm or hurt you. The way technology is, people don't really need to physically see you. There's ways to protect yourself. I get that he liked to be out in the open and he liked to speak to students the way he did. But if you're getting unwelcoming comments and thoughts, there has to be a better way to protect him. There had to be a better way. He was friends with too many people. Why didn't they talk to him about better ways to protect him? Look at the Pope. Pope has a golf cart that's bulletproof. Why couldn't Charlie Kirk have that? He could afford that. This is my biggest thing. Why aren't people thinking about how he could have been better protected? And why isn't she talking about what they talked about up until? Did he talk to her about the unwelcoming comments and thoughts and concerns? Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Hyperanalyzed.
Owens has also contributed to the stirring of theories about the location of Charlie's burial, claiming that he was laid to rest in a Catholic cemetery, despite him not being Catholic.
But can I have one thing? Can my babies have one thing where we hold it sacred, where my husband is laid to rest, where I don't have to be worried about some secular revolutionary coming and destroying my husband's grave while my daughter is sitting there praying?
Hours after Erica's Fox News appearance, Owens went on the attack again on her podcast, ripping Erica for not addressing the rumors publicly as the new CEO of the company, but as a mourning widow.
Whoa, Erica Kirk shuts down. No, she didn't even respond to one of the conspiracies. She gave us emotion. She gave us emotion. She said, I'm a mother, I am a wife, and we never asked about whether she was mother or wife. We want to know if she's a CEO and a chairman.
The back and forth between the pair comes as Erica's team gears up to address Owens' head-scratching claims. Blake Neff, producer of The Charlie Kirk Show, announced that his team will give their public rebuttal to Owens' claims on Monday, December 15th. He extended a public invitation to Owens, who has indicated she won't be able to make it in person or via a video link. The right-wing podcaster is no stranger to controversy, however. She is already facing a defamation lawsuit from French President Emmanuel Macron's wife, Brigitte, for peddling outlandish claims that she's secretly a man.
Alleged.
You were born a man and you will die a man.
That's the point I'm
making. So give us a sample.
Alleged.
Send my doctors to take your blood. Figure it out real quick. However you want to go about this. Hey, how about just giving us some pictures again of you growing up, raising your children? That would be.
So that's Candace talking about that situation. I can't confirm or deny that whole situation. What had her do a deep dive in regards to that? I don't know. But many people have been talking about Candace and that whole situation. That whole situation is concerning in itself. Like the videos, you guys come in. Some of you are just now coming in. We're talking Erica Kirk and her thoughts in regards to this whole situation.
Yep. It's called a home equity.
Like the video. Let's play this other clip in regards to what Erica's thoughts were.
The widow of assassinated conservative commentator Charlie Kirk. Our editor-in-chief, Barry Weiss, asked Erica Kirk about some of...
I'm going to show y'all some pictures, too. Like the video. Many people are talking about this. Many. Almost every clip. Now, this is when she asked about...
At one time,
Candace.
A friend of Charlie's. At one time, an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now? Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop. The podcaster Candace Owens.
She was smiling, then she got mad.
Time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, Making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now? Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
Stop investigating what happened to her husband. What? Where they do that at? Many people are talking about it. The look on her face, the eyes. Some of the clips I can't play because I don't want to get flagged. Like the videos, y'all come in.
The controversial statements that her husband made.
One of the things that has happened over the 3 months since Charlie was murdered is that people have gone through the thousands, maybe tens of thousands of hours of words he produced. He said more in 31 years than most people will say in a lifetime. And I want to read a few that have captured the most attention.
I'm about to play this one though.
Rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode.
It looks like she's reading cue cards.
Because somehow they're in on this. No.
You know, I have to say it.
And she's like,
this is righteous anger because they're in on this. No.
You know, I have to say it. I've never seen you like this.
No, this is righteous anger because.
So she forgave the guy, but then she's mad at people looking into if that person acted alone. Let's continue, fair use.
Especially on the political left, okay? Yeah. Some gun deaths were, quote, unfortunately worth it to preserve the Second Amendment, he said. Acknowledging that he wishes he didn't feel this way, he said, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. He said the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a mistake. Now, I realize that all of those quotes come from longer conversations that he had on his show. Correct. But he did say those things. Mm-hmm. And Charlie is being memorialized by many people as a person who promoted civil discourse, as a person who said, come to the front of the line, let's have a civil conversation. Mm-hmm. How do you square that with the statements I just read?
I would love for everyone to be able to watch the full and entire clip of what he said. Charlie didn't care what skin color you were. He didn't care what religion you were.
He acted like it. What do you mean if you saw a black pilot, you would wonder if he's qualified? Evidently, he's qualified and he went to school to get that job. Why insult a culture? I didn't believe everything Charlie Kirk said. I had a problem with a lot of videos. I posted a lot of videos. He didn't deserve to pass away. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. Let's continue fair use reaction clip.
He loved excellence. He loved knowing that people...
You can love excellence, but you don't have to insult somebody's intelligence, their training. You got a problem with if there was a person that's a black pilot? You got a problem with that? He loved excellence. What?
His favorite word was earn. He loved knowing that people worked hard to earn what they got. He worked so hard to build Turning Point.
African Americans sometimes have to work extra hard. We're looked at different. We have to work longer hours. We have to be more, and he knows that. So why didn't he support with some of the different cultures? It don't even have to be African American. Why didn't he support what other cultures went through? It was almost like he was blinded, because you also have to realize who he was friends with. Candace, how she talks, how Candace talks about different cultures and race. Who did Candace marry? Go look into who she's married to. And wasn't there a Turning Point UK that her husband was a part of? So is when Candace talks about Turning Point, is she also talking about her husband? Wasn't he a part of that? I don't know if he's still a part of Turning Point UK, but they were a part of that. And when Candace talks about the different traffic lights, y'all understand what I'm saying? Go look at some of her videos. I want to say she was in either a brown turtleneck or a white turtleneck. She was talking about traffic lights. So Candace was a part of alleged Turning Point UK if her husband was a part of that. Then this morning, as I'm out doing my thing, there's an ex-employer of Turning Point that talked about what they did when they brought some of the younger people into the program. Go listen to some of the ex-employees of Turning Point. So concerning. But this is supposed to be some type of religious organization, and how we're hearing people were treated, disrespected. They were side-eyeing some of the people at the Turning Point. I can't confirm or deny. I didn't work there. I wouldn't want to work there. I wouldn't want to work with Charlie Kirk. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. I wouldn't want to work with Candace. Some of Candace's beliefs are questionable. There are people that's doing videos on Candace as well. Hello. I'll be listening to it all. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So RIP to Charlie Kirk, there's a lot going on. People are questioning Erica promoting a book when right now the man just had a court hearing. And I don't think I've heard her say, there's a court hearing. I need you all to tune into the court hearing. I don't think I've heard her talk about the court hearing. The court hearing was yesterday.
I say. The first statement you meant about guns and shooting, I have no idea the context of that, and I have no idea what that whole. There's a lot more there than just that one little sentence.
Be kind in the comments. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. Please hit the subscribe button, you guys. There's about 180 in the building. Please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 50K by next month. Thank you, and continue to hit the like button. Let's get the likes up as well.
My husband is not to be deteriorated to 2 sentences. He's not. He is a thought leader, and he was brilliant of a man. So that's fine if you want to take words out of his mouth or out of context without the whole thing in perspective. But that's the problem.
CBS News presents a town hall with Erica Kirk, moderated by Barry Weiss. That's Saturday, December 13th at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on CBS.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, y'all. There's a lot going on. There's a lot I'm hearing. There's a lot of stuff I'm side-eyeing. Trust and believe there's a lot going on. I'll play that later. There's a lot going on. And I could say more, but if you really listen to people that talk about Charlie, talk about Erica, and they talk about Candace, and Candace's background, and Erica's background, and if this is the biggest concern. They say Charlie traveled a lot. They say Charlie requested a different audit. Why, in this interview, Erica talk about that audit wasn't canceled. We're going to move forward with that. Any concerns? Why did she talk about that? Any concerns that Charlie had, I'm addressing them all. She did say any concerns that they're getting in or any tips, she's presenting it to the police. But why is she not looking at any concerns regarding the company and talking about people that's calling out the audits, the financial situation, the character of Turning Point? Why is she talking about that? That's what we want to hear as well. So I think Candace will not go on the 15th. How do we not know that they want her to be there to help with their viewership, get them back in the algorithm? And how do we not know that they don't want to serve her papers if they feel she's lied? But why would you forgive the person that took your husband out, but be mad at Candace or asking questions and getting tips on what alleged happened to your husband? You forgave the person that took him out, but then you're mad at the person that's investigating what happened to him? That's not making sense to nobody. Everybody's been questioning that. Go look at my short that I posted last night, where Erica says she forgives the man that took her husband out, but she mad at Candace for asking questions. Candace didn't take your husband out, but you're not mad at Candace for that. You're not even mad at the man that took your husband out, but you're mad at Candace for asking questions. Hello? A lot of people care. A lot of people care.
Like a Happy Meal.
Okay, so there's 244 in the building. Please hit the subscribe button, everyone. We are trying to hit 50K. We are trying to hit 50K. Please hit the subscribe button. So many people are side-eyeing the organization. I can't confirm or deny if anything's going on or if there's anything wrong. I can't confirm or deny that. But many people are questioning the organization. So let's go ahead and listen to this. There's about 142. Please hit the subscribe. Let's get the subscribers up, you guys. And let's get the likes up. We're about to play this clip. Eric is about to talk about this book. Let's get the likes up. Can I get 50 people to hit the thumbs up button? Thank you. People are talking to one another in the comments. Be kind, though, you guys. Be kind in the comments. Oh, I just saw your comment. When you're a part of what? Oh, And you know what? Not too many people have said that. When you're a part of, not too many people have said that. Like the video, like the video. That's interesting that you said that. And allegedly, there's TikTokers that's doing a deep dive into Erica. That is so interesting. Like the video, like the video. Ooh, like the video.
Husbands, and it's bittersweet because these are his final words that he left, not just the world, but also to me. And he used to write me a letter every single Saturday during the Sabbath.
I can't confirm or deny, but I'm seeing receipts on different pages. I'm seeing the receipts. I'm not pulling no receipts. I don't care that much. I do the content, and other people are bringing up receipts on different stuff. Candace needs to bring up receipts. I can't confirm or deny. I don't need to confirm or deny. But I can tell y'all where to go look up and understand there's stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on. That's what my page do. I debunk stuff, and I tell you where to go search stuff. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Go look it up. Like the video, like
so
the video.
This book now is my love letter.
Be kind in the comments, because I don't know who they talking to, but you got to be kind in the comments. You can't tell people to be quiet. You can't do that. Not over here. Be kind in the comments, y'all. Many people deserve respect. Let's continue. Fair use.
For the rest of my life.
So what's interesting is, I remember, I think it's Larry Arnn of Hillsdale.
Dr. Larry Arnn.
So here is, I'm looking at Charlie when he was 22, 23. I think I was invited to speak at one of your events.
Yes, she did ask for it to be, she asked for the trial to be public. So, yeah, but was she in court? Was Erica Kirk in the courtroom? Was her family in the courtroom? I don't know. I'm really asking. Did they see pictures of them in the courtroom? I'm just wondering. But I know she was promoting the book this week.
It's like, oh, yeah, I'll speak on it. No problem. I didn't really know what Turning Point was. And I walk in, and everyone in the hotel knows who I am. And I walk in, I had to speak at 7 in the morning, and there was probably 6,000 people there. I go, where is this?
This is Erica Kirk laughing, and she's at Fox News. And remember, she told the news here she's building. And why didn't she say she's still in mourning? But she's building. Let's continue. Fair use.
What is going on here? And he goes, oh, these are all college kids. And he was sitting back as if this is just the beginning. But it was interesting when Larry Arnn spoke at your husband's memorial. He said how he came to him and said, this is what I want to do. And he basically said, you got to learn more. You got to study. And he took 33
Yes, there is something that's up that's rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. Most people would not be questioning a mourning wife. Most people would not be questioning a mourning's wife and the company. Most people would let it go, but there's been so many things that's been presented to people about the audit, about her past, about what is going on with her family, Erica's family, about Charlie Kirk and his concerns, about Charlie Kirk and the audits. Go look up those pages. That's what they do. They talk about audits. I don't talk about audits. They talk about legal stuff. I don't talk about legal stuff. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a financial advisor. Go look those pages up. That's great that I give you guys information that there's questions about the audits. There's questions about the people that worked at Turning Point. When you go to a page, a YouTube page like mine, I debunk stuff and I get educated on what's going on. I retain a lot of information. My page is a little different. I don't have to be first. I've been busy. I could have went live this morning. I had stuff to do. I'm not trying to race to get on here to talk to you about stuff. There's a lot of concerning stuff that's being said, that's being talked about, and she's promoting a book the week of the hearing.
Courses from Hillsdale.
He did.
Let's continue.
And what did that bring to him, and how did that lead to this?
He always was on the hunt for truth and beauty and things that were eternal. That was his focus. And when he saw that he didn't want to be a talking figure, he wanted to be a movement leader and a thought leader. And so in order to do that, you need to constantly be reading, learning, doing everything that you need to be able to make a difference in a way where it's not, I'm preaching at you. Instead, it was along the lines of, no, I read this and this works, this doesn't work. Let me show you a different way of living.
And that's what came into I also noticed, and as I mentioned this on Fox and Friends, that Dennis Prager was somebody that he dedicated the book to.
He did.
Right? Because what did Dennis Prager bring to Charlie Kirk?
So Charlie listened to every.
How much more do people want? Did she go to that trial hearing? Is Erica, did she, I don't know. I'm really asking, was Erica at the hearing? Was Erica and the family, not the children, was Erica at that hearing? I don't know. Can anybody tell me? Yes, she was there. Yes, she was sitting in that courtroom. But she's promoting a book this week, though. Was she at the hearing? She might have been. I don't know. And maybe her representatives was at the hearing and not her. Because maybe it's too hard for her to sit in the courtroom hearing. Like the video. And maybe she's off to the side. Listen, get more information when you're in there sitting. She's promoting the book, though. Like the video.
Every single fireside chat. I had the blessing of being able to see Dennis this past week when we were on our way to Florida. I wanted to see him. I wanted to be able to just read to him the dedication of the book that Charlie did for him and just say, Dennis, you will always be one of the most influential voices of our time. Time to pour into my husband.
And he's a religious scholar. Mm-hmm. He writes books that what I've seen when you put together, man, you can't take a sentence off.
No, he is so phenomenal at breaking down the Torah and going through and writing commentaries on the Old Testament, which Charlie read all of them.
We understand she's making money from that as well, though. She's selling a book. Why is she talking about the hearing and the trial and making sure people can tune in to the hearing and trial? But she's selling the book. The hearing and the trial is this week. Why is she now selling the book of that and the week of that? Why not be talking about the hearing and the trial? Everybody tune in. If you hear anything, send us information. If you hear any tips, send us information. It's just interesting. She forgave the guy that took her husband out, but she's mad at Candace for investigating. She's mad at the man. She's not mad at the man that took her husband out. She said she forgave him, but she's big mad at Candace for still investigating. Make that make sense.
He read all of them, and you cannot understand the New Testament if you do not read the Old Testament. You cannot separate the two. And so Charlie knew that if I'm going to write a...
Yes, it's all about money. She's mad at Candace for getting millions of views. People are tuning into Candace and not Turning Point's live stream. People are tuning into Candace live stream and not Turning Point's live stream. Why? Because it don't seem like they're still investigating. And people want to know what happened to Charlie. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. People, millions and millions of people are tuning into Candace because she wants to know more and investigate more. And Turning Point's views have gone down immensely. So they really probably wanted Candace to come over there to help with their algorithm, get them back in the algorithm, because their numbers on YouTube and their podcast numbers are going down. I don't listen to them, but their numbers are going down. Go check it out. I looked at it. Their numbers are down. And I don't know about the company, but I'm not hearing a lot of great things about the company. Some of the employees alleged have concerns with the law. Make that make sense. Like the video. She forgave the person that took her husband out, but she mad at Candace. Make that make sense, y'all. Please hit subscribe. There's about 177 in the building. Let's continue fair use reaction clip.
Book on this.
R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk.
I need to understand fully what this is, implement it into my life, see how it works, and then show others this is how it's done.
Erica Kirk here. The name of the book is Stop in the Name of God.
And just in case, if y'all haven't seen that video lately, last night I posted the video of her forgiving the man that took her husband out, but she mad at Candace. I got both videos up there. Go look at them. I posted them both last night.
Why honoring the Sabbath will transform your life. I've always, and again, I am not a religious scholar, but I know people who are Orthodox Jews. And that's the ones, and they're, by the way, almost all of them are almost billionaires. But they go, don't call me on Saturday. Why? I can't get back to you. I'm off. Remember Joe Lieberman? He's running for president. I'm off. I don't use cars. I don't do anything. I didn't equivocate. I didn't play that out to Christianity. Is it for both religions?
Well, it is a commandment. It's part of the 10 Commandments. But what Charlie's trying to explain in this book.
And I don't know if you're throwing me shade, so I'm going to just block you. Yes, certain things I can't confirm or deny. And I see you keep saying my saying. So I don't know if you're throwing me shade or somebody else shade. So be kind in the comments, because if I think you're throwing me shade, I'm gonna throw it back at you and block you for a while. But yeah, be kind in the comments.
Is that put the legalism aside? Look at this from the standpoint of, if you don't honor the Sabbath, meaning the day of rest, God is asking you to just press pause and rest and be with him so that he can use you and you can be the man or the woman that he needs you to be in order to make a difference in this world. Charlie's saying, don't get caught up in the legalism of it. Instead, do what you can to say, okay, these are a few hours that I can turn my phone off, disconnect, be with the Lord, be with my family, and unplug. There are certain things, like for us, we would make sure that Friday night it was family dinner night, and then all day time, Charlie always prioritized myself and the children, and he would also make sure that we would get a date night in. He made sure that I always knew that I was always above anything else, and he made that amplified during the Sabbath.
It's interesting because after he hosted Fox and Friends, so I texted him right away and I said, "Are you interested in doing this?" I've never seen somebody just take to it right away, because Fox and Friends is a slice of life. It's not here's the news. It is.
No, it's
how do you feel about the news?
Right.
What is your opinion of this?
Right.
Is there a format better built for him? So he goes, "Brian, not a chance. Do you see my weekends?" And a part of it was this. He goes, "Yeah, I'm not available."
They're sacred. They're sacred because he could not do or operate on the level that he was without having a minute to breathe. And he wanted to also be able to show an example. He's a father. People sometimes forget, yes, he was a movement leader, but he was a dad to a son. Even though my baby boy is very little, he did not take that lightly. He knew that I am not raising a boy, I am raising a man. And so if I'm going to be what I want my son to be or to look up to, I need to live up to that standard. I need to stop doing things that Charlie didn't drink, not because, again, being legalistic, but he could not operate the way he needed to operate.
Oh, yeah.
Being drunk. Like, that just does not happen. Or going out and partying with the boys. That doesn't happen. Yes, you can have fun. There's many different ways.
She just said he didn't drink and he didn't party with the boys. So was the turning point boys partying? That's the question. Was that a slip? Go look at the videos. Ex-employees are talking about the different partying. Can't confirm or deny if they were partying. But she said Charlie didn't. A lot of people give kudos to Charlie Kirk and his character. It was the team around him that people are questioning. I don't know if y'all know that. Many people said Charlie was a very, very busy man. He delegated stuff. He seemed very polite, very kind, considerate. It was the people around him they're questioning. I don't know if y'all have noticed that. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. This is the one reason why I'm covering it. Many people felt that Charlie carried himself in a well-respected manner. It was the people that were around him that was questionable. You guys need to go look into that. He may have not said a lot of things I agreed with, but it's very interesting that the team around him, and then they say, did Charlie know about the things that the team around him was doing? That's the other thing. Like the video, like the video.
Of having fun. This is not supposed to put guardrails on your quote unquote fun. It's supposed to put into perspective how you can be a true spiritual head and leader of your home so that your son can be the spiritual leader.
Yeah, I did not approve of the things he was saying about different cultures and race. Just like a Kanye situation. I didn't approve of what Kanye was saying about different cultures and race. But I don't know every video. I post a lot of videos, shorts, about what Charlie Kirk has said in around the time that this all happened. But it's very interesting that Erica Kirk forgave the person that took him out, but she's mad at Candace. Hello, many people are talking about. Make that make sense. Please hit subscribe. There's about 185 in the building. Please hit subscribe, you guys. We're trying to hit 50K by next month.
And head of his home. And we need to make strong young men that are respectful to their wives and to their children and know, look, there's a different way of living that will enhance your life in a way you couldn't even have imagined, rather than thinking you're getting your answers from college.
So the name of the book is Stop in the Name of God. Go to 45books.com to order it right now. But just a question about you.
Yes.
Who is responsible for raising someone like values and ethics and drive that you have? Like,
good
how
question.
Did you become you?
I have an amazing family. My mother's the blessing of all. My father was amazing as well. Although my parents were divorced when I was 5, I was very, very close also to my grandparents. And my grandparents, I was with them every Saturday. So without me even knowing, I guess now just even thinking of this with you, that I guess was my Sabbath. I went and stayed with my grandparents Saturday, all day, Saturday night, would come home to my mom on Monday. But on Saturday night, after having dinner with my grandparents, we'd watch the Lawrence Welk show. I guess.
Okay, everybody. Well wishes, R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. I did not agree with a lot of things he said, but no person deserves to be taken out, period. No person. But go look into what people are saying about him as an employer. He was very busy man. Many people are questioning his team. Period. Many people are questioning his team, and also Erica. You forgave the person, and you announced that, but you're mad at Candace and other people that's investigating. Did this person work alone? Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged in our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. There's about 215 in the building. Have you guys hit subscribe? If all 215 hit subscribe, that'll be an amazing day for me. Please hit subscribe and thank you. Please hit subscribe and thank you. Many people are wondering if something happened to his equipment that was on him. Many people are wondering that. And then many people are wondering the exit of that. So if it was exit, how is it possible that the person on top of the building was the one that did it? There's a lot of question, y'all. People are side-eyeing this whole situation. And how would a woman forgive a person that took their husband out? I don't know if I could do it. Could you forgive somebody that took your spouse out? Could you forgive somebody that took your spouse out? I'm just wondering. Many people say that's what the Bible say, but who wants a partner to be no longer here? Who wants a person? I didn't know they heard to. Thanks for that. I didn't know they heard to. See, if people aren't reading in the comments, they won't know what I'm saying. I'm cautious about what I say and what I read because certain things you got to be careful with YouTube. But when you go look at the video to everybody's talking about to the right. Okay, everybody's talking about to, okay, Charlie's facing this way. Everybody's talking about Charlie's. Go look at the video left and right. I'll say that. Go look at the video left and right. Pay attention to the left and to the right. What his team was doing, but pay attention to the left and to the right. That video, there's a lot of concerning stuff going on there. There's a lot of concerning stuff that's going on there. And I've saw videos in regards to them questioning to the left and to the right. The guy jumping over the table, them handing each other stuff. Why wasn't an ambulance there? Why wasn't there more police presence there? Why wasn't the bags being checked? Why didn't he just sit in the building that was above where he was at? He would have been more protected. So was he happy with his security? And are they securing her? You know, I don't know if I'd want to have the same security if you didn't protect my husband properly. Thanks for being here, everyone. Have a great weekend. Video. There's about 139 in the building. Please subscribe, you guys. Let's get the likes up as well. Can I get 139 people to thumbs up the video? 139 people to thumbs up the video, please. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Thank you. Let's get the likes up. 185 in the building. Please thumbs up the video, you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before and where you're watching from. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. There's many, many questions. Many people are questioning their team. And Candace has been covering it for the last 2 months. Have a great day, everyone. Be blessed. Goodbye.